Good morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Ray Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Director at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is April 19th. Knowing that God is, I now express all that God is. And the scriptural reference this morning is continuing with Matthew 6, verse 9. Hallowed be thy name. I honor my Creator by living in justice today. I give full credit to the infinite mind that thinks through me. I know that as I let God govern my thought and control my emotions, I will be successful. I cannot make a mistake, for I affirm that God indwells me, acts through and acts for me. This I do, for I believe that true wisdom is not of humanity, but of God. This wisdom is now mine, and it directs the affairs of my life. I am indebted to God for its patience, its love, and its wisdom. I pay my debt by living according to its laws. I forgive myself my own wrong conclusions and free myself from the past. Today is alive with truth, and I know truth now. I believe in my own divinity and give all honor to God who brought me forth out of its own substance of love. I act with wisdom, worthy of the mind which created me. I forgive and forget all evil and hold fast to that which is good. I am conscious of God at this instant. The wholeness of God is seeking expression through me. Mind never does things in parts. It always fulfills its ideas. Spiritually, I am a whole person. This means I am not frustrated, not unhappy, and not limited. All that the infinite is individualizes itself through me. This wholeness is my real satisfaction. I am now happy with a permanent happiness. To me is given the joy of knowing God and knowing it's a right. Knowing that God is, I now express all that God is. I so live that all people shall call me blessed. I am a credit to God and a joy to my fellow human beings. And so let's take that into our time of silent meditation and contemplation. And as we enter this time of prayer, I bring my attention, my awareness to my breath, to the breath of life, to the breath of one power, one presence, one substance, one source, one supply, everywhere present, having no beginning. It can have no end. It simply is. And it has existed before time, before place. It is that substance, that source out of which the very idea of time and place were birthed. It simply is. By whatever name I call it, it is the wholeness, the perfection, the completeness of all that I have ever experienced, of all that I can conceive of experiencing, of all that is experienceable and beyond. It is everything that is seen, and it is infinite possibility unseen, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be experienced, waiting to be made manifest in form, in, through, and as creation. Each physical emanation of this one is a point of its creative power, of its creative authority, is a point where this one essence lives, moves, and has its being, has its expression as. Whether I call it God, whether I call it life, whether I call it love, Buddha, Allah, Great Spirit, the beloved, the mystery, or any other name, it is bigger than a name. It is bigger than the idea of bigger. It is infinite. Nothing can be added to it. It is all. All that has ever been, all that is now, all that can ever be. Infinite possibility into eternity. This is what this one is. And I am that in form. The individualized expression of it as me. And I recognize that while I, the human I, the expressed infinite I, is not all of God is expressing itself in, through, as, and around me. That in truth, in actuality, there is no me and God. There is just God. In truth, in actuality, there is no me, there is no you, there is no us, there is no we. There is just this one infinite everything expressing in exquisite multiplicity. There can be no separation in one. And so there is no separation within creation. There can be no oppositional power to one power. And so I know that any ideas that I hold of anything that has power over any expression of divinity is a false idea. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming that the truth of power, the balance of power, the perfection of power as one moves into the awareness, moves into correct use in alignment with itself. And as that happens, as we manifest that in this human realm, in this physical realm, every thought, every idea, every errant, every mistaken belief in some secondary power over is neutralized. And as it is neutralized, there is no behavioral basis for power over. And so it ceases to be. And in its place is the natural expression of the cooperation of the perfect order that must be the operation of one. I know God. I know life because I know what resides in me. As I take the time each morning to look inward into me, I see, practicing the intimacy of relationship with the self. I begin to experience who I am. I speak my word, claiming and affirming a deeper understanding, a deeper clarity that in one there is no other. That in all God, there is no thing that is something other than God. And so I release the judgments, I release the qualifiers that I've placed on things as good and bad, big and little, more or less. I release any belief that there is something other than this one infinite presence. I release any idea that anything needs to be eliminated, but rather embrace all as God expressing. Embrace all as whole, perfect, and complete, which requires me to release any idea of separation, of negativity, any idea of illness and evil, any idea of wrongness. And so I allow the divine to guide each step, each breath, each thought, each word as I navigate this human realm in a spiritual walk, in a spiritual being. I allow myself to remember with each breath that this human experience cannot be separate or different or something other than the spiritual expression of life. And so all that comes with this human journey is a spiritual expression of life. It cannot be any other way. And so I lead with my heart. I lead with my internal knowing, allowing my brain to catch up, allowing experience to catch up.